bask in the glory. Every other weekend there's a cognac story. Before we give a toast, better make sure they pour me another glass and put it in the air for the time that passed. I said bask in the glory. Every other weekend there's a cognac story. Before we give a toast, better make sure they pour me another glass and put it in the air for the time that passed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're recording right now. Normally this is where if this was a video, you'd hear the introduction music and all the lights and sounds and flashy graphics. But you know, if you're tuned in right now, then you're listening to the audio podcast version. So you don't get any of that shit. You don't get no intro. You don't get any fancy drops. You know, I'll give you some air horns. All right? But, you know, welcome back to Cognac Stories, presented by Torian Meacham. I am Torian Meacham, you know, obviously wearing a pink hoodie. Almost a year from the last project, Oahu Noir. Got some shit dropping at the end of the month. No one cares about that, though. What we do care about is who I have here with me today. I got my brother, Jay Everyday, a.k.a. Light Skin Poppy. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. Dad of the Year. A.k.a. the damn, man. What's going on in Long Island, man? You know what I'm saying?
It's getting crazy. There was actually like a mass shooting.
I know, that's why I'm asking, bro.
Not too far from me. Like that's
it was in Hempstead, right? It was in Hempstead or some shit. Yeah.
So that's probably like 20 minutes from my job. So it was a little wacky hearing that something rings off that close to home. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but New York is New York, man. It's the home of the brave, bro.
New York is New York, home of the brave and home of fucking NYPD, man. New York pricks and dicks, New York's finest, man. But
man.
So shit, because you weren't on here last week, and then so it's been what 2 weeks. So what's been up, man? What's new? What's new in the zoo, man? How you been, brother?
Just grinding, just hanging, everyday life, just surviving.
How was the trip? You went down to see your pops?
Oh yeah, it was cool, nice and relaxing. Being down south is so refreshing, bro. It's just like a different world. So to be in New York, everything's so fast paced. People don't say hello to you, don't even want to talk to you. Everybody's always very suspicious of everybody. And then you go down south and everybody's hospitable. It's like being in a different world, man. I love it down there.
Yeah.
I pretty much stayed in the house with my dad. We just chilled out.
When you moving, when you relocating, man?
Dude, I literally would love to. Like, I would love to, but I got to convince the wife. I told her, let's just move and I'll drive an Uber.
I'm saying, man, like all you got to do is just go on Zillow. Show us some of the houses with the yards and all the shit that she can put in the backyards.
Dude, it's incredible for what you get.
That's what I'm saying. Like $300,000, you got a mini mansion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
by my dad, one of his neighbors actually bought a house because somebody failed to pay taxes on it.
Oh, shit.
It was an acre of land, and the person paid $30,000.
Yeah,
it needs a little work, but it's like insane for what you're getting. Like that house here would be $500,000.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of houses like that, man. Like down in North Carolina, South Carolina, fucking Georgia, man, and it'll be like a tax lien or something like that, and but it'll be as is. You know, so you got to go in. You got to go in and fix whatever. But it'll be like a tax lien or an auction, and you get like somebody's old fucking mansion or somebody's old ass nice ass house that they just didn't pay taxes on. They own multiple properties. They don't fucking live there. You know, and you can just get a come up, man. You know, so you know all you cats out there that's thinking about flipping real estate, things like that. That's cool, but also look into those tax liens. Look into those tax liens. You know what I'm saying? So who's that? That's the junior guy, young Drake.
Yeah, that's my son Hayes. He sees me on the green screen, so he wants to come say hello. Come say hello.
What's up? What's up?
Get out of here.
What's up? What's good? What's good, nephew?
That's your Uncle TJ. Say what up.
Okay. What up with them roadblocks? What's up with them roadblocks, baby? Yo, wait, you can't even hear me. I'm yelling like an idiot and shit.
Yeah. He sees the green screen. I got open back headphones on, so he can hear you.
Oh, okay.
He sees the green screen, and it reminds him of these videos that he watched. So he just jumps on, and he wants to know who's there. You know?
Oh, yeah. So he's probably thinking that's the little. What's the kid that opened the toys up?
Oh, yeah. He watched Ryan. He watched.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's making a killing. Ryan's
listen,
like
you need to get Hayes opening some toys up, man. You need to get.
I know.
You get all of them opening up some toys. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the hardest part? I'm sure you know the hardest part is editing the videos. The opening and stuff is easy, but just the editing, keep that consistency, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's why I don't edit anything. You know what I'm saying? I just put it out as is, man. Unless I say something that catches me up, you know what I'm saying, on some wild shit. But yeah, man. But hey, man, you know, I'm glad to hear you had a great time in North Carolina, man. It's always good to see you know, family and whatnot. I think my parents are supposed to come down this way like next month or some shit. I don't know. You know, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out, man. But yeah, man. We were talking off the mic and shit. I was supposed to be in Georgia right now, in Atlanta, for a fucking wedding. And let me tell you why I'm not there. First off, all of you people out there, you need to take this COVID shit seriously. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you motherfuckers too much. I will say this. The government tried to infect me with COVID, but my superior genetics have... Nah, I'm bullshitting. No. Fucking babysitter got COVID. I was asymptomatic. And I was trying to like wait for this shit to go. You know, I'm asymptomatic. I'm like, yo, I'm good. You know, so I'm like, I can just wait 2 weeks and it'll fucking disappear. But nah, man, this shit's still here, bro. So I you know, I'm not like coughing, no fever. I can taste everything. You know.
Oh, so you definitely you tested positive with no symptoms?
Yeah.
That's
I
insane.
thought it was fake, bro. I'm like, it's like, you know, when you think you burning or some shit like that, and a week later it disappears, like a VD. I'm thinking it's something like that. You know what I'm saying? But here's the other part to that, right? This is what it is, man. Like, and are you familiar with like Dr. Sebi and like all that fucking natural, organic, you can eat fruit
like
that cures
holistic.
cancer shit? Yeah. So, a couple years ago, like 2013. Shout out to my man Jonathan Bagley, down in Atlanta, Georgia, right now. My other homeboy Joey Hill. When I was on a submarine, right? And I was going through, I just like came off of like a divorce and shit, and I'm going through like a rough patch in life, you know what I'm saying? And so I gained like a bunch of weight. I went from like 185 pounds to like 232 in like 7 months, right? So I went from looking like Steve Urkel to like Uncle Carl. Well, let me say it's like I went from looking like Eddie Winslow to fucking Carl Winslow, bro. And so, you know, these guys, they taught me a whole bunch of shit about fitness and nutrition. And that like sparked this journey that I've been on since then about trying to lead this healthy lifestyle and eat to live, essentially. Like, you know, not live to eat, but eat to live, eat the right things. And one of the reasons why I was okay is because of the extremely healthy lifestyle that I live. You know what I'm saying? And so even like right now, I'm in college right now, community college, and I'm taking like a food science and nutrition course. That's always something I'm interested in. And you just look at like what natural fruits and vegetables and if you fuel your body correctly, it does a lot of good with prevention and symptom management, but it's not going to cure anything. Like eating right is not going to cure shit. If you get cancer and eat an apple, you're still going to fucking die from cancer. However, if you eat healthy over a consistent basis, it'll lower your risk, it'll lower your chances, it'll make you less likely to be develop cancer causing cells, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And so that is what has saved me, because I've had several medical issues before in my life, and they've always been mitigated by the healthy lifestyle that I've lived. Like, I don't eat red meat. I don't eat pork. I haven't eaten pork since I was a child. I stopped eating red meat back in 2016, but I was kind of light on that anyway. Yeah, but I normally have like a plant-based lifestyle, mainly fish, a little bit of chicken, that kind of shit. And that's what kept me good, man. Like, so shout out to, you know, all you holistic motherfuckers out there. My ex-girl, I still love you, baby. I gotta edit that. I know we were talking about editing. I gotta edit that part. Yeah, like
that's kind of crazy
that shit saved my ass, man. So because
you get the vaccine, bro. I'm fine.
Bro, I was going for it. Cause they opened up the fucking vaccine to veterans, right? And so I was trying to hold off until like the real retired veterans got the vax, like the old people and shit. And I'm like, and then then Biden was like, yo, in April he wants everybody to be eligible for the vaccine. So then the VA said, yo, come get your shit. So we got a clinic right down the street. Like a little, COVID clinic. It's like like one of the little minute clinics. They do the COVID testing, you know? And so I'm like, let me go ahead and walk down there and get this free test. And this shit was like, yo, you might have the antibodies already. You might want to get tested again, somewhere a little more reputable. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, nah, that shit ain't right.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, nah. And then I went and got tested again. They were like, yeah, you got this shit. You know what I'm saying? You had it for a
Wow.
minute. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know. But I mean, my child's mom, she's already vaccinated. My daughter's fine. So it's just, but I might as well have HPV. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm a carrier. And that was always my biggest fear, right? Is that I would be a carrier and be asymptomatic. And I would be around like my grandmother, my parents, somebody else's family or somebody else. And they're like a young motherfucker or a middle-aged person that's healthy and they don't get sick and they pass it on. And I was supposed to go to a wedding, bro, on Saturday. Best man in a wedding. So if I didn't go get tested,
Yeah, word. You could be like Trump at that
yeah, I would have been. I would have been a super spreader because like all my boys,
word.
like the majority of them got vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, yo, bro, this some bullshit. It's gonna clear up in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'll be good. And then I started doing some research, shit like that. And they were like, yo, if I'd have went ahead and got the vaccine, I'd have got sick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, because I could have just still went in to the VA and got the fucking vaccine, even though I had this fucking,
yeah,
this
because they
asymptomatic.
they don't test you prior.
Nah,
They'll
they
just
don't.
ask you
They
questions.
just ask
Yeah,
you, yeah, and they're
yeah.
like, yo, if you'd have got that shit, you'd have been fucked. So it wouldn't have been like you'd have been slick. You know what I'm saying? Like you could double up on the antibodies and the vaccine. Because even then they're like now they're like, yo, I still have to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go get a negative test and then still get vaccinated. And then a year from now or 9 months from now, whatever, in the fall, we all got to get booster shots and shit. And then by then we'll be on our regular flu
Oh, so you think it's
cycle.
going to be something that's going to be like cyclical? Like every year, you're going to have to go get a COVID shot?
Yeah. Because I mean, because
Wow.
we like, because military personnel, we get H1N1, SARS, every year, right, and the flu every year, right? So So we get vaccinated for that automatically, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm okay with that shit. I don't want SARS. I don't want H1N1. And if you want to shoot me every year so I don't get COVID, I'm fine. I just kind of want to make sure the vaccine is like actually approved by the FDA because it's not right now yet. But you got your second shot already, right?
Yeah, I did, man. No symptoms, baby.
That's
Of
what's
course,
up,
it's
man.
clear. Yeah,
That's what's up. Where's the first place you want to go? Just you and your wife post COVID.
dude, I want to go out of the country. To be honest with you,
I'm telling you, go to
I would.
Thailand, bro. Go to Thailand.
Yeah, I can't. I got a bunch of kids. So are you talking
Bring
about just me and my
them.
wife alone? Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
no, that's too far, dude. I need like a 4 hour flight, something close, Bahamas, you know, Mexico. Yeah, I want to go someplace all Dominican Republic. I want to go someplace all inclusive. I could sit on a beach and just drink myself into oblivion and
Yeah,
act like the
man.
world's okay.
I mean that's bro. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing next month. You know what I'm saying? Not next month. Next month is May. In June. Yeah. So like, I mean, right now I'm in the hood. So I'm doing this digital nomad, this nomadic journey of having no possessions, no belongings, just going from place to place. Essentially like modern day couch surfing, except I'm just doing an Airbnb, backpacking. Essentially, I'm just trying to live, man. But in June, I got the go ahead from Thailand that I can come there. You know what I'm saying? In my current condition, all I gotta do is get a negative test, and I fill out some paperwork. It's like a health screening questionnaire. They don't do the vaccine passports yet, but they will be doing that. But yeah, man, like they got shit kind of under control everywhere else except the civilized countries like
I know.
England and
You realize
America,
we're
like
third,
the United
third
States.
world. Yeah, we're a third world country with a
Well,
nice little Gucci belt on.
Well, yeah, man, because everybody else was like depriving their citizens of rights and just saying stay the fuck in the house so you get shot and, locking everything down. And, we enjoy our civil liberties, so we're like, hey, man, I don't have to wear a mask. I should not be allowed to go into fucking Whole Foods and cough on people, So that's the thing, man. Like our independence is what has kept us locked down longer than everybody else. We were all complaining about China with them having microphones set up outside people's doors and like threatening to shoot people. And now look at them having concerts, having
Life's
concerts,
back to normal.
clubs, like everything's back to normal. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just like, yo, bro, like first world problems, man. Like we you know what
No,
I'm saying? Like
it's America's the land where we're so free that you fight over you'll fight over like wanting to injure yourself and not be healthy. Like that's how free you are.
Yeah, man, this shit is fucking crazy, man. But you know, America is like Alex Jones.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
That's us. You know what I'm saying? That's
In a
America
nutshell,
right now.
word.
Like we're doing so much goofy ass shit, bro. Like but I mean that's neither here nor there, man. I mean it's been a crazy week. We just had another mass shooting, another unarmed, African American killed by police, another unarmed kid, 13-year-old in Chicago. Yesterday we just had God, I don't want to mess with him. I think it was Nakia Bryant who was killed by police. She was wielding a knife. The details from that are still coming out now. But no matter how you look at that situation, it's not looking good, period, because it's not looking good. And then, we had Black Rob. We're still dealing with DMX, and yeah, man, shit is crazy. But listen, man, I'm not gonna go all fucking doom and gloom today, man, because I'm tired of that shit, man. I'm tired of that shit, bro. Like, I'm listening to the podcast, and it's like a fucking broken record, man. It's like mass shooting, somebody killed, police reform, blah, 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 blah. And that's all, like, important shit, bro. And I'm never going to stray away from that. But I can't allow the shit just to be, like, the fucking bringers of doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bearer of bad news all the fucking time. Like, yeah, that's just the thing, man. But the first thing I want to talk about is because we just had 420 yesterday. So how did you celebrate, my guy?
Oh my God, I was baked. So I ended up getting these two cartridges. What was one? Oh, I got Sour Diesel, which was crazy, and then maybe it's King Louis.
Mm-hmm.
So I did King Louis. Oh my Lord, dude. I was spanked. I was out of my mind for like.
And you're a new smoker, right?
Yeah, brand new. So I did it when you're young and you're a kid. I guess everybody dabbles. So I did it in like my early teens till I was like 21, and then I essentially quit when my friends stopped selling, so I didn't want to support a bad habit. And then I just recently picked it up, just like anxiety, and I had a lot of things going on, and it's been amazing. I love it. I'm like a new person.
Yeah, man. Like I know, we were talking. We're fucking related. We're brothers, so we have a secret group chat that's just brothers, right? And so we were talking about marijuana consumption, right? And our other brother, he can't smoke weed because he's in the army. Good job, G.I. Joe. Thank you for your service. We're getting high over here, bucko. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm like, once I stop, consuming alcohol like that, I still drink a little champagne, a little bit of yak, right? But not like I used to. And it's like, ever since I started smoking marijuana, it's like a part of my brain has been unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Like permanently. And it's like I'm able to access emotions and thought patterns and processes and a different way of thinking without even smoking, right? So it's like I started smoking, right? And I'm just smoking just to fucking smoke because I'm out the Navy, right? And then I started to learn a little bit about the different strands and what they do, and then the different species within the strands and what they do, and how there's like some for every type of whatever you want. And then I started getting, just delving deeper into that, man. And then I kind of found what works for me, what I need. Cause when I smoke, I'm not trying to get that high, right? I want to get high, not that high though. Yeah, I got, I still, somebody might kick my door in, bro. I'm in the middle of the fucking hood in DC. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get caught lacking, bro.
I was zombied out. I was sitting here like, my face, like literally the first time I did it, my cheeks felt like they were falling off my face. Then I took out my phone and I pulled up the camera just to make sure my cheeks were still good. And then I started dying laughing because I'm like, yo, I'm fine.
Smoke weed every day.
Yo, let me tell you, man. So this shit, it works.
Now, what
right?
strands do you use? What do you use? You do like indicas or sativas or like hybrids?
Well, it depends. Hybrids, I'm not really a fan of hybrids. I'll smoke the shit though. Let me not fucking lie, right? I'll smoke it. But normally I do sativas. And if I'm trying to get in the creative process, then indica. But it's not very often indica because it gets too much shit going. You know what I'm saying? And so I had a crazy, like, you zonked the fuck out. I was high for like 30 something hours off of indica and edibles. You know what I'm saying? I had
You
to,
said
bro,
30 hours.
dog, let me tell you, this was like the first month that I started smoking.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Dude, let me tell you, man. And I want to
You said 30
self-incriminate,
hours.
but so I'm out the Navy, right? I'm retired and shit, and I'm smoking my boy, you know, my homeboy Randy Bears in Hawaii, man. He's like, yo, I got your first joints for you. Already rolled up. He already had joints hand rolled that he rolled for me. Such a great person, right? I love you, brother. And so the first time we smoke, after like 5 pulls, I turned to him and I'm like, yo, I think I'm immune. Like, I'm like, this shit doesn't work on me. This shit is a scam, right? And then I go to sit down on the sofa and I'm done, right?
Yeah,
and I'm
word.
fucked. But he was smoking sativa, right? And so everything's like all cool and chill and mellow, and we're like eating pizza and shit, and everything's fine, right? And I knew the difference between indica and sativa, but I didn't know like how they affected you like that because I didn't, you know, I hadn't done it yet. And so I'm chilling with my homegirl, and she came over and we did an edible, and these shits were like 100 milligram like candies. And then I did another one, and then I was smoking that evening as well. And then like around 6 p.m. it all just hit me because I wasn't high at all until 6. And then like once like once it became like around like the magic hour when the sky starts to change color and it's like sunset, it all like hit my fucking brain. And yeah, I had to curl up on the sofa and pull the blankets over me, turn the TV off, shut the doors, turn the lights off, and just sit there and just like listen to the sound of my blood pumping through my fucking
crazy.
body. Yeah, because
I heartbeat.
Dog, I was hearing the echoes of my thoughts. I thought I was going insane. I know how motherfuckers like, bro, I lived on the 31st floor, and I was like, yo, I can make it to the pool 31 floors down below. And I'm like, yo, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, there is nobody here to stop me from doing this except me. And then I'm like, that's how that shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Because you're and with weed, it's not like I was ever going no. But it's like having those thoughts, right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're never gonna do it, but
yeah.
wacky shit crosses your mind.
Bro, and like I write everything down when I'm high. I journal when I'm high, right? Because a lot of those thoughts, man, are fucking money, right? And so I'm like, I gotta remember this shit when I'm sober. And I'm journaling that whole shit, bro. And it's like the scariest shit ever. It's like a horror novel, except I'm the villain because I did it to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's hilarious.
yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
Fatality.
I was fucking done. But yeah, man. I mean, shit. I'm you know mobile now, so I'm gonna definitely come up, you know, to Long Island. Weed is legal there now, man, in New York City.
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
Oh,
It's
my
legal. The only thing
God.
is, it's you can't go to a dispensary and buy it because I guess it's still it's just like it's non-criminalized, but also legalized, but they're not selling yet. I think they're gonna have to do like maybe like 6 months of legislation to figure
Oh,
out.
that's
like,
fine because
taxing
they
and all
sell
that
it in
crap.
Jersey.
Yeah, but
know,
you can go right to Jersey and just
Yep.
walk into a place and buy it.
yeah.
But, you know, or like I think Connecticut possibly too, but it, you know, that's a little bit of a trip for me.
Yeah, I mean the thing now is that like I'm in DC, and because it's legal along the 95 now, like the whole I-95 is fucking legal except for like Georgia and like South Carolina or something crazy.
DC's legal? I didn't know that.
DC is super fucking legal, bro. It's recreational out here. You can, bro. There's so many. There's like a hookah spot, an Ethiopian restaurant, and a dispensary like every fucking block. You know what I'm saying? That's
Just
what.
walk in and buy it. That's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
They'll bro. They deliver it. You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
even
they'll
wacky.
deliver it to you. You can have them like meet you at Target, and you be like, "Yo, I'm about to go do a Target run. Meet
they'll
me
just
at
be,
Target, and drop it off." Yeah,
that's
and
incredible.
they'll do it, and you can like it's like Uber. They got this shit called
Yeah,
Weed
yeah.
Maps, bro. And it's like
No,
it's
no,
like
I've seen
Uber
Weed.
Eats.
Like I just did
Yeah.
Leafly, and I heard
Yeah,
Weed
same
Maps,
thing,
I'm
same
like,
thing. Yeah, super dope, man. So you know, shout out to. Listen, man, I just wanna smoke weed with my family, man. Yeah, I just wanna smoke weed with y'all, you know, and just fucking enjoy life, man. That's what shit is about. Like motherfuckers is like, bro, I'm 39. You're 40?
yeah, I'm old as fuck, bro.
Yo, holy shit, man. So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yo, bro, like, we're like middle age, man.
You know, it's definitely it's been midlife crisis zone for me for like the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I
I
have my
guess this is
midlife
my
crisis
like
at
I mean
28.
I don't really drink too much, so I guess this is like my midlife crisis, but it's a different it's it's such a different feeling. It's like a relaxing,
Yeah.
and I slow down and I get more analytical,
Mhm.
and then I'm able to like things that would have annoyed me and probably stressed me out all day. I'm just like, fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
good. I can kind of
Yeah.
let things roll off my shoulder a little bit more, you know?
Oh hell yeah, because it's like you realize the like the cost or the value in things, like the value in people, the cost of things, the cost of your actions. You know, so reacting a certain way to certain things that has a cost. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I'm in a bar, a motherfucker steps on my shoe, I got a choice. I can just keep walking, right? Or I can be like, yo, what the fuck? And that other option comes with a cost. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? That cost could be my ass getting whipped from the, because that motherfucker knows Krav Maga and he fucking takes me apart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he stepped on my shoes. But yeah, man, it's like old age, man. It's like I used to be scared, bro. Like I used to be scared. First of all, I never thought I'd make it to 30. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought I'd be dead at 30. You know what I'm saying? And I almost fucking was. You know what I'm saying? Like I almost was. Maybe at like 22. You know what I'm saying? I got into a car accident from falling asleep at the wheel with my boy in the passenger seat. We were on 95 South, coming from fucking Maine, coming from Portland, Maine, going to Kittery, Maine. And I fell asleep driving on 95, hit the guardrail, woke up, the sparks hit me in the fucking face.
Oh,
And
that's
then
insane.
I pulled the wheel, and then like maybe 5 seconds later, the median opened up where the police go through. So had I not woken up, I would have fucking hit that bitch and got fucking split in two. Cause I was going like 60, and it was like 3, 4 in the morning and shit. You know what I'm saying? But my boys in the passenger seat, supposed to be keep me awake. We got the fucking windows rolled down, AC on, music blasting. This motherfucker passed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word. I was gonna say he slept through all that shit.
Yeah, he didn't. I didn't wake him up. When we got home, when we got back to like our barracks, our dorm and shit, I was like, yo, while you were asleep, this happened. And he was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
So,
like word. Like, by the way, we
yeah.
almost died.
Yeah, and then like that was the last time that I drove like at night. Because it wasn't like a drinking and driving thing, bro. It was like we went out partying
Yeah,
in Maine.
probably
and
just an exhausting thing. That
yeah,
happened to me before. Just being
yeah.
exhausted, like not even drinking. It's just I was awake 1 second and I was like, oh, I'm almost home. And I was like 2 exits from my house.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I was sleeping and I was 1 exit past my house when I woke up, like hitting those little things on the road that make the noise.
Oh yeah.
So that woke me up and I was like, how did I fall asleep that quick? And I literally just pulled over on the side of the road and went to sleep right there because I was like, I'm not even gonna try to make it home.
Yeah, bro. I had that when I was living in Hawaii. I was living in this town called Ever Beach, and it's like far as fuck from where I was stationed at, and it was like an hour and a half drive home every day without traffic. And I would always like end up on this last road before I make a left to my house, like in a residential area, and I would fall asleep because the stoplight took so long and I was so tired from work and the shit that was going on and the stress in life. And I fell asleep, bro, and the cop knocked on my window with a flashlight, and this is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah,
is
word.
3 in the afternoon coming from work. And he's like, yo, are you okay? And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? I had duty yesterday, bro. I had a 24-hour shift. I'm fucking dying here at the light. But yeah, so I don't drive at night. That's also part of the reasons why I sold my cars prior to coming here, because I'm like, yo, I'm scared to drive around this motherfucker, bro. I haven't driven the States, like in the mainland, in almost 11 years. And like
Yeah,
when
no,
I
that's
do
a big
come back,
difference.
yeah, when I
Like
do come
driving
back,
in
I don't
DC,
drive,
like that shit's like a fucking war zone over there, bro.
dog. So there's like
You're
a
driving
big
like demolition
difference.
derby.
Yo, there's a big difference between like with myself when I drive and like when my daughter's mom when she drives. She's like fucking Need for Speed Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here like driving Miss Daisy and shit because I'm like, yo, there's a kid in the car. I'm not going more than 30 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not on a highway, I'm not going more than 30, 35 miles an hour. And these motherfuckers, they just be out here just, bro, you would think it's Twisted Metal. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole
Yeah,
video
word.
game. Yeah, these motherfuckers are crazy out here, man. But yeah, man, I definitely just wanted to talk, just touch on that real quick, man. But and we can definitely go into, mental health, and just the stresses that black men face today. A little bit later on the podcast, what we can talk about first. Ah man, we'll start with rest in peace to Black Rob, the New York City rapper, formerly part of Sean Diddy Combs' Bad Boy label, passed away. He was 52 years old. So we didn't learn about his death until his friend and former label mate Mark Curry announced Rob's death and his preceding sickness on Instagram, right? And so just a random video pops up, and they're showing Black Rob in a hospital bed, like the day that DMX is like in a coma and shit, right? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with Black Rob? And then several days later, done. And this was I want to say kidney failure, because the last day before he passed away, he was on dialysis, and it was kidney failure, man. And it's just like, we talked about the beginning of the pod, man. It's like health, bro. That's the most important thing, man, is being healthy so you can be here. And it's like, yo, like we can't even make it to 50. You know what I'm saying? And Black Rob 52, DMX, I want to say 50.
51. 51. Yeah, it's too young.
Yeah, insane. Man. And it's just like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, this shit is crazy. And I'm looking, man, and it just like everybody, wanted to jump on Diddy, like, oh, well, how could Diddy let this happen? How could he let Black Rob, blase, blase, blah. And according to Mark Curry, he's like, he hadn't talked to Diddy in 15 years, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. When you got dropped from the label, you lost contact with him. And I'm like, Black Rob, same way, has been off the label for a minute. And I remember when I went to the Bad Boy concert in 2016, the Bad Boy reunion tour, Black Rob wasn't there.
Yeah,
like he didn't come out and do well. Like everybody, like Mace was there, the Locks were there, a lot of people were there, but like Black Rob wasn't there. G-Dep wasn't there. He was in jail. Obviously, Loon was in jail, that kind of shit. But there was some acts that weren't there. And then, but it's just like that's not Diddy's responsibility to make sure that a former artist from 15, 20 years ago is like still okay. Or it's not his job to come in and like save the day. Like if you want to help, definitely help.
Admirable. It's admirable. Not a responsibility.
But it's like, health insurance, bro. That's why this shit is health insurance, man. Like niggas, like black people out here, man. Black men especially, we gotta stop fucking around. We're not going to the doctor. Being reluctant to go to the doctor, not trusting doctors, not staying on top of our health, not eating right, being overly stressed, not getting enough sleep. That shit affects you, man. And if you don't think that, the lifestyles that these people have led have affected them down the road, I mean, just look at a lot of the rock and roll cats too. They went through the same shit. And then, now, bro, like we're in a state, and it's like the cats that were like, that we looked up to are dying, and they're only 10 years older than us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 10, 15 years maybe, and it's like, bro, like if Jay-Z died, like, I don't know how the fuck I react. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no reason for it. Yeah,
but then we were all making fun, but people are making fun of him when he went vegan, and they see Jay-Z doing yoga and all this shit. And it's like, yo, he's trying to fucking be around for his kids, man. So, definitely rest in peace, Black Rob. And just on the topic of Black Rob passing away, or just with the, artists we've seen, passing away from medical conditions that could be, treated or prevented, man. Just what are your thoughts on this?
No, it just goes to show you that universal health care is important. Like it's something that's essential. Like like it's one thing. It's like they're gonna take your tax money regardless. So it's like, and you have no control over what they spend it over. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to provide like health care and education? Those seem like just like it's like a non-negative. It's like, how could you be opposed to that? Which is kind of like crazy that people still oppose this. And you see it time and time again in the music industry that these guys make all this money. They have nothing invested, and whether it's real estate or their own personal health, it's like they don't even have health care. It's like, that's scary. It's like nothing else. If you've been a millionaire, you should be able to walk around and be like, if nothing else, I have a place to stay, and health care for the rest of my life because you became a millionaire. It's kind of scary that this would, you see Black Rob like that, and then it's also sad that everybody blames Diddy when at the end of the day, it's like, we're both men. You're responsible for yourself just as I'm responsible for myself and my family, But for me to hold it over you to be like, hey, TJ should have helped me out. It's like that sounds crazy.
Yeah, because it's like well when does like, and this has nothing to do with Black Rob, but it's like personal accountability and responsibility for things like that, because it's like, all right, well, because I believe in universal healthcare, but I think that there should be a limit to it, right? So from the day you're born until you're 22 years old, you can be covered by the government, right? And then from the time I used to think it was 55, man. I used to be like, 55 and above. But now, I'm just like, you know what, man? Because if we're only living to be 70 years old, then it's like, from fucking 50 to you die, you get universal health care. So all those, that prime time in your life, essentially from like 21 to 50, when you're out there, that 30-year period where you're busting ass, you're out there taking, kicking ass, taking names, working and shit like that. You
got your own responsibility.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then, but it should still be affordable as well. Like, you shouldn't be paying, $400, $500 a month for a fucking healthcare plan. You know what I'm saying? As a single person, that's ridiculous. And I'm just going to say there was some instances of that kind of shit happening a few years ago, under the Affordable Care Act, because they fucked it up so much that it made it expensive as fuck to just maintain coverage, and so that's the other thing, man, is it's like, bro, like, this shit is scary, man, because it's like I'm looking at Black Rob, I'm looking at X, I'm looking at Prince, Mike Jackson, and these are all rich motherfuckers, people that were rich, famous, notable, things like that, and they haven't made it past 50 or barely made it past 50, right? And it's like, well, how the fuck, how am I gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but I'm like, you know what? Calm, just don't do opioids. Number one, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking do drugs. Cut back on the alcohol, because then that's what'll protect your fucking kidneys and liver. And even with smoking, man, it's like, as much as I love it, I know I have to stop. I know I can't smoke weed forever, and I know I'm probably not gonna smoke past 40 maybe, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll probably stop at 45. But it's like, I can't do it, because it's like, you're still breathing in carcinogens and cancer-causing products, things like that, unless you're doing edibles. If you're doing edibles, then you're safe. God bless you. You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to get cancer from weed, just do edibles. But yeah, man, it's fucking scary, man. And it's like, what about, life insurance? You know what I'm saying? Like, he might, I didn't look it up and see if he had kids and anything, but it's like, what if Black Rob had kids? Now Pop's gone. How do they eat? You know what I'm saying? And it's just some scary shit, man. Like, it's anytime, we have a death like this, and it's somebody that you fucked with, like somebody that was like a major part of your youth. And I don't, like, music is a super important part of my life, man. I equate damn near every memory or every time of my life to like a song or a sound or a vibe or a wave, or even TV shows, damn near, right? But it's mainly music. And it's like, Black Rob, whoa, that was, bro, I have a lot of memories to that song, to Black Rob. I'm listening to Black Rob, me and my boys. Let's listen to fucking Black Rob and the Locks, Can I Live? My man Karim running down the hallway in fucking school singing fucking Black Rob and Joe Hooker and shit, talking about, I dare you to come against me, all that kind of shit, bro. And it's like, I got mad memories of that shit, man. Special Delivery remix, all this shit, bro. And it's like, that shit, it means something to me, because it's time stamped in my fucking life. It's like time stamped to a set of memories, man. And I don't know, are you the same way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's like I'll throw in some Memphis Bleak, and it brings you back to your 21 years old. And I got a Honda Accord. That's dropped with rims on it. Yeah, it is, and it's unfortunate that that's why, like, new music is never good with you, because it doesn't equate to anything in your life. As opposed to any of those old songs, they're timeless, because they're going to bring you back to a point where you had no cares and reward. Like right now, it's like, I can't relate to what they're playing on the radios, because like I'm changing a diaper and doing this, so that where I'm time stamped is on my kids and their ages and different things. But I can't relate it to music, as opposed to any of those old school songs. It's like, a song comes on and I'm like, oh man, I was doing this, or I dropped out of community college and I was doing this. It's like everything equates to a point in your life, you know?
Yeah, man. You know what songs are time stamped in my fucking head now, bro? Goddamn Coco Melon. I don't know if you listen to that shit with the kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what's that one? You talking about the
Coco
all those
Melon?
like kid songs? Nah,
Yes. Oh my god. Yo, listen, man. All those kids, I listen to that shit with my daughter, man. Like if I'm in the car or something like that, I'm at like I don't, we limit her to like an hour of TV a day, and it's like educational programming, so like shapes, colors, sign language, that kind of shit. And so when she's in the house, I play music all the time. So whether it's like old school Motown music or doo wop, that kind of shit. But she likes, the fucking Coco Melon nursery rhymes, that kind of shit. So I play that, man. And those motherfuckers, they're like earworms, bro. They're stuck in my fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? They're getting money though. All these
Oh,
fucking
they're
kid
killing it.
songs, bro.
Killing
They're
it.
getting fucking money.
The Baby Shark song. Oh my
Dog.
lord.
The Baby Shark song was a fucking that was an attack by the Chinese government on America's
It's probably like
kids.
50 times platinum.
Yeah, that song was made by a company. Like they had like a bunch of songs they were trying to make to like hit like that song did. They had like a team of writers for that song, and it fucking hit. And they're rich as fuck now too, dog. And that's just crazy, man. That you can make a song like that, and it just fucking takes over the fucking world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to
Laugh
Lil
over the
Nas X. He did the same shit with Old Town Road. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker now giving the devil a lap dance and shit. Shout out to Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Black Rob, man. Rest in peace, man. I'm a 52 years old, bro. That's fucking scary, man. That's fucking scary as hell. But shit. Let's just go on to Maxine Waters, man. Maxine Waters, Queen Maxine Waters from California. So, right now we got the verdict for the Derek Chauvin trial, and we'll get into that. But Maxine Waters last Saturday night called for protesters to stay on the street and get more confrontational if former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is acquitted in the killing of George Floyd. And those comments by Waters, who's a California Democrat and an icon amongst progressive, of course the Republicans immediately latched on to that, and they said, hey, you are inciting, you are you're inciting. I'm about to say you're incentivizing violence. Yes. Go fucking riot, burn a cop car, and you get a free burger at fucking Mickey D's. No, she's inciting violence by saying, be more confrontational, get more confrontational. And I'm gonna have to side with the Republicans on this, with the conservatives, because when Trump did the same shit, they got on his ass. And they were like, "Oh no, that's violent rhetoric. That's the kind of shit that stokes the fires of racism and riots and all that kind of shit, right?" Which they were true. And so for me, look, playing devil's advocate, I'm looking at her, who she's out in Minneapolis right now, for the trial, and she's out there with protesters, and she's telling them to get more confrontational. Yo, that's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? So with all due respect, Queen Maxine, you gotta chill the fuck out with that shit. Chill the fuck out, because that's just gonna make you an easy fucking target. Because the same shit that y'all did to fucking Trump, saying that he stoked the fires of violence and he incited violence with his rhetoric, that's the same shit you're doing by saying get more confrontational. Who are you getting more confrontational with? The cops. They gonna fuck you up, and then you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad as shit, like, oh, they're hitting us with fucking batons and shooting beanbags at us and gassing us. Well, because you listen to Maxine Waters say get more confrontational instead of taking your ass motherfucker home. Listen. And there was a lot of slick shit said by Tommy Loren and fucking Tucker Carlson, but nobody cares about them because they're racist. So there's no reason to get into that. I can only concern myself with what people that look like me in my community say. You know what I mean? And because that's addressed to me. And so Maxine Waters, I got to disagree with you on this. Now we got the verdict right now, and Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts. He'll probably be in jail forever. And that's it, man. So any thoughts on Maxine Waters' words before we get into this verdict?
Yeah, what I think she should have did is use the publicity and the notoriety to push forth policy change. So she's just like putting out just like a blanket statement that does really nothing for the Black community. Like, as opposed to if she could have said, hey, listen, you know, I know what has happened and what we're up against. What I'm going to do is implement these things that we could stop seeing this stuff happen. And you should be supporting this. That's what she should have done, you know. But I
Absolutely.
guess, I don't know. Like, I guess people are outraged, and sometimes the only time you do get change is when there's like radical thought process. Like, I tend to notice that sometimes something goes so far, let's say for sake of left and right, it has nothing to do with the left and right, but something goes so far left and now you have to course correct it and move right because you've been radicalized. So maybe that's, and they've lived a lot longer than we have, so maybe that this, they're used to seeing this over and 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 over to the point where now it's like, all right, now I'm going to become radicalized. So that's my only justification of it. Cause like I could listen to the way my dad speaks about race and racism, and it's a totally different perspective than how I view the world with race and racism, only because he's radicalized, where I'm like, I could view the world and say, hey, well, Dad, you see the Black Lives Matter movement. There's a lot of white people that are marching. There's more white people out there and I never did it, you know, and he doesn't see that. He just sees it like, well, this is how everybody is, because he's been radicalized, as opposed to where I'm a little bit more neutral. I'm like, I know there's good and bad, but there's good and bad on both sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I go through the same shit with my dad, man. Shout out to Bruce Booker, the big chief, the man who taught me to not smoke marijuana. You know what I'm saying? I never smoked marijuana as a kid because my dad smoked it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was like 16, he came he came to me, bro, and he was like, yo, you know, if you want to smoke weed, you don't got to go on the street and do it with your boys and nothing, or go buy it from, you know, whatever. You can, you can do it with me. And I looked at him and I was like, man, I was like, I'm all right. And in my head, I'm like, yo, you do that shit. And you the corniest motherfucker I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you corny, bro. You an old man. I ain't want to smoke weed with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that was the right decision, because if I would have smoked weed at 17 years old, bro, I don't know where the fuck. Actually, I probably would have invented Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't ready for that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I could barely handle fucking Thunderbird. You know what I'm saying? So smoking weed would just have me all fucking. I would have went to college and dropped out immediately, fucking around with weed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like the, you know, Maxine Waters, you got to chill, man. Like, everybody got to understand that when you have when you have a platform like she does, and a following like you do as a fucking congressperson or representative, you got to understand that people will act on your words. They will take it as a fucking direct order, like we seen with Trump. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker stormed the Capitol. And he said the same shit that she said. Nothing different, really. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And we jumped down his throat. So it's like, yo, we gotta play it the same, even down the line, both ways, man. So, you know, all due respect, Maxine Waters, chill the fuck out, please. Relax. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Fucking relax. All right. So now we had the Derek Chauvin verdict, guilty on all 3 counts. We still gotta go through sentencing. Some people are saying that this is justice, and justice has been served. Van Jones said, yeah, justice has been served. Yo, Van Jones, suck my dick, yo. Fuck you, Van Jones. Suck my dick. I don't want to get all vulgar and shit on the podcast, but Van Jones, suck my dick. Also, if you're a libertarian, suck my dick as well. But yeah, man, this was not fucking justice. Justice would have been George Floyd still alive. Like, that's what people don't get. When someone is murdered like that, justice isn't the officer being held accountable. That's a totally separate issue. You know what I'm saying? Justice would have been the person still being alive, or some kind of actual reform being made afterwards so the same shit doesn't happen, right? And that's the problem, man. Like, bro, like, we didn't get justice with Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get justice with Michael Scott. You know, we didn't get justice with Tamir Rice. You know, we did, like, no killing of an unarmed black person. You can't receive justice. It's just a cop being held accountable for their actions. Justice is the reforms that are pushed through that prevent this kind of shit from happening, and that hold cops accountable. That's justice. You know what I'm saying? And you got people, you know, like, oh, you know, this is like a win for black people. No, it's not. How the fuck do we win?
Yeah, I agree with
Motherfucker
Lynn.
died, was killed in cold blood.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had to watch it for a damn near a whole fucking year, and then watch as politicians made it a political thing, and watch this fucking people disrespected this man's life and his legacy and his family, things like that. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck what he had done prior to what happened. You know what I'm saying? He was not being arrested or fucking adjudicated for anything that was in his past. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was some shit that happened, and the cop decided that he didn't care about this man's life, and then his partners decided that they didn't care about this man's life enough to even, you know, stop him from being murdered. They just sat there and watched. You know what I'm saying? And then criticized and confronted the people that videotaped it. Had they not videotaped it, bro,
Yeah, who knows what the report
it would
would've
just
said.
happen. And that's my thing, man. So everybody, you know, saying, oh, this is justice. Yo, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you are not black, shut the fuck up. All right? I don't want anybody that is not a black man. Right? If you are not a black man, you are not a black boy. If you will not raise black men or black boys, you know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up. Like, yo, I don't care about your opinion. It's not wanted right now because, yo, the same day that the fucking trial, the verdict came through, you just had a black teenager killed. You know, shot by a cop on fucking tape because she was being jumped. But the story is she was being jumped. She had a knife defending herself, and the cops shot her, and she's the one that called the police. You know what I'm saying? And since that verdict happened, we've had unarmed men and unarmed boys of color killed by the police. So there is no justice. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I still got to walk around as a black man, right? And yeah, Derek Chauvin got found guilty. But what about motherfucking Abner Louima? What about Amadou Diallo? What about Patrick Dorismond? What about John Crawford? What about Tamir Rice? What about Eric Garner? What about Terrence Crutcher? What about fucking, goddamn, I can go on and on and on about this shit. You know, Oscar Grant, you know, all these people that have not received justice, who were murdered unarmed by police officers. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Mike Brown, you know, no, like, there is no fucking justice. Justice is the reforms that get passed that allow for police oversight and accountability. And now you have somebody that watches police. That is when you will get justice. Until then, there will never be justice. It will just be us. That is it. So also, I don't know if you saw the tweet by the Los Angeles Raiders. They put out this real tone-deaf tweet.
I did.
Or Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. Yo, Al Davis, rest in peace. He would have never allowed that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because Al Davis would have not tweeted shit about a black person, first off, yo. He would have been like, yo, we're not acknowledging this shit. But these fucking idiots decided to go and tweet something along the lines that said, I can breathe. That's what it said, right? I can breathe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can breathe. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Because first off, I'm sure nobody black sent that tweet out, right?
Yeah, she's insensitive.
Probably some fucking liberal fucking dickhead fucking wannabe goddamn social justice warriors like, yo, I got this fire ass tweet I'm about to send out from our fucking account. Right? Some little fucking young person, college educated, thinking that they're fucking, you know, some goddamn savior. And they put this tweet out and I saw it and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, I can breathe? Like that, bro. Like, that's the same shit the cops had on their shirts when they were like hating on LeBron. When they were wearing the shirts like that, I said, I can't breathe. That's the same shit that the cops had, said, I can breathe. You motherfuckers are tone deaf. Listen, if you're not black, if you're not going to create, if black people don't come from your loins, all right? If you cannot produce a black life, shut the fuck up right now, bro. When it comes to this shit, just shut up. Like, we don't like, yo, listen. When y'all got y'all issues, we shut the fuck up and let y'all, you know, speak on y'all shit, right? Let us go through our shit. Let us handle our shit. We don't want any fucking opinions. You know, we don't want any anecdotes. We don't want any any fucking quotes or quips or none of that bullshit. We don't need no fucking tweets. We need you guys to fucking vote, and we need you guys, well, vote honestly, right? Because a lot of you motherfuckers are secret Trump supporters or secret conservatives, or you vote against the best interest that you think that you know about. And so it's like, yo, listen, man, I don't want to hear none of that shit. And this is not to sound like I don't want to be inclusive, right? But it's like, yo, listen, this is a problem that disproportionately affects us more than anyone else, you know, and we're the ones that have been fighting against this for over 200, 300, 400 years, right? So it's like, now that y'all just got, y'all just got in the game and y'all want to be all helpful and shit, yo, the first thing you got to do is just sit and observe. You know what I'm saying? And then ask, how can you help? How can you be an ally? Ask a motherfucker, hey, should I tweet this? No, you probably shouldn't, because it ain't got shit to do with you. Shut the fuck up, all right? That's just my take. That's just me. And it's probably a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I've seen too many fucking people, put up there, oh, this is justice. This is justice. No, it ain't fucking justice, man. It ain't justice till you decide that you want cops to be held accountable and you take action at the fucking voting booths. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Wholeheartedly. Unfortunately, I guess Derek Chauvin, whether you want to believe he was a good cop or a bad cop, the system promotes his behavior, and it's done so over and over.
It promotes and protects. It promotes and protects his behavior because you have the blue wall of fucking silence.
Of course, yep. So what you get is a cycle of officers that, regardless of their color, they all behave the same way. Mm-hmm. And then you see all these other officers that are there with them. They actually think in their heads that they're doing the right thing when they're dealing with minorities. So when they deal with minorities, and it's all rooted back to how policing came involved. Like, it was designed to police slaves. So that's the one fundamental flaw that you have to realize. It's like, oh, well, policing came along to literally catch slaves. So then you have the private penal system that all it does is it recreates slavery, because you essentially go to jail and you work for free. So when you put those two things together, they work hand in hand to just recreate a cycle that you already oppress people. So it's like, how do people not see that this is like an issue, that it's a systemic problem, that you could say, all right, well, you know what? This is how policing used to be. Maybe we should reform it. People, they're the first to say, well, it has nothing to do with racism. It's like, no, it does. If it was founded with that, there's still underlings of that. And it's even like the hiring process and the no snitch policy and the blue wall of silence. Is like, that's all stuff that prohibits you to get an officer to act like Derek Chauvin. And it promotes that behavior over and over. So yes, he'll go down and he'll do time, the one guy, but then you're going to keep seeing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over, unless you get policy change, which we haven't,
Yeah. And that's the and shout out to my guy, man, Joe Biden. Let me tell you, I don't like Joe Biden. All right. And I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden.
He's pandering.
No.
I don't know if it's truthful, but he seems to pander. But maybe that's just me.
So let me clarify and qualify this statement. I don't have to like him to think that he's doing a good job, right? Or to think that he's putting the right people in place to do what needs to be done. That's because I just want to put this out here, like, yo, I don't like him as a person, right? But I like what he's doing, policy wise, because I don't know if you're aware of the backlash that he got when he decided that he was going to put Merrick Garland, U.S. Attorney General, in charge of the Justice Department. And so when he said, yo, this is the guy I'm going to put up, Merrick Garland, you got all these fucking super liberal fucking woke leftists like, oh, that's just a holdover from the old policies and nothing's going to change. And I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Let the man do what he said he was going to do, right? I don't have to like who he puts in. They just have to be qualified. So, and Merrick Garland was qualified, more qualified than who Trump had in there before, right? And so, Merrick Garland, what he did was that he ended the Trump era restriction on investigations into police departments as several communities grapple with fallouts from recent killings. The recently confirmed Garland issued a memo to all U.S. attorneys and other relevant staff outlining policies to address police. The memorandum makes clear that the department will use appropriate legal authorities to safeguard civil rights and protect the environment consistent with long-standing departmental practices and informed by the expertise of the department's career workforce. So one thing that he said is once he restored the Justice Department's investigation powers to the level set during the Obama administration, a month into the role, right? A month after getting confirmed, he made it clear that protecting civil liberties and civil rights is a priority. Now, prior to him getting confirmed, all these fucking liberals and all these fucking social justice warriors, they're like, and I guess they expect Joe Biden to put a black person or a Hispanic or a transgender person or a woman in every fucking cabinet position. Yo, that's not gonna happen. Joe Biden is white. I want to say over half the country is fucking white. You know what I'm saying? 60% damn near, right? So white people are still going to be in fucking political positions doing the jobs that they get appointed to do. We can't have this attitude where, it's like, oh, well, every white person in politics is fucking evil. You know what I'm saying? And we got to put a woman or a fucking minority or a transgender in every position, or we can't. No, let the motherfucker do what he's going to do, right? So a month into it, he rolled back policies to how Obama had the DOJ investigating various police departments, putting various fucking, goddamn it, I'm gonna pull the fucking word up. So he had a bunch of agreements set up between the DOJ and these various police departments that had a bunch of reforms that they had to make. And this was stuff that was from like the Clinton era, damn near. After the Rodney King shit, essentially, when the DOJ started investigating police departments for, patterns of police brutality, misconduct, bias, that kind of thing. And they had everywhere, bro. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, fucking Baltimore, D.C., New York, Dallas, L.A., all these big departments that have these histories of misconduct and mistreatment and abuse and corruption, they were being investigated. And then when Trump came in, he said, no, fuck that. Jeff Sessions in that. And then, Biden said, yo, I believe in police reform. He said, I fucked up with the 94 crime bill, and I'm going to listen to you guys and do what you say or take your recommendations, right? But he's still going to implement shit the way that he wants to do it with the people that he wants to do it with. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, bro. Listen, it's your cake. Right? Is your cake. I just want just make it taste good, bro, and I'll eat it. That's it. You the baker, and so I can, I applaud what he did by not caving into the pressure and nominating Merrick Garland. He got confirmed, and in a month into the job, he's doing what we asked him to do, and so I'm salute to him. Hopefully we start to see a lot of the reforms that we want start to get implemented, put into play. But from the things that I've seen from Joe Biden's plan that he put out in public on the White House website for what his plan was for police reform, he's doing the majority of shit in the manner that he said he was going to do it. So I'm good with that, man. Merrick Garland, listen, I don't give a fuck what you did before you got confirmed. You're in the seat now. The current trajectory is where we needed to be. So just keep going to the right. Not fucking Republican, but keep pushing from right to left to right. Keep going from one end to the other. Push progress. That's my thoughts on that, man. You got anything for that?
No. I think it's obviously it's a good move. Relax. Oh, my son's getting all crazy. Obviously, it's a good move, and yes, you don't have to love Biden to agree with a lot of the stuff that he's doing in office, which what I also agree with. But some of it does seem like it is, like I said, mentioned with the pandering, that he's placing people in office that you just want to see there. It's like, I don't care who gets the job done. I want the best person in there to get some policy reform. I don't care what they look like, as long as I see change at this point, because we haven't in so long,
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like I don't really consider myself liberal, right? I'm progressive in a lot of things and I'm conservative in some things. But it seems like, you know, the liberals, they are so hell bent on seeing somebody from a marginalized group in every position. This is when white people start to question affirmative action, and they're like, oh well, this person only got this job because they're black, they're a woman, they're Asian, blah 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 blah. And I'm a black guy. I'm a black guy looking at these cabinet appointments, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah, you start to make yourself wonder. You're like, did they only get this because of they're marginalized, or are they
yeah,
qualified? So that's what I almost mean by pandering, because I'm wondering about qualifications and why they're there instead of about the jobs that they're gonna do. You know?
exactly. You know, and it's just like I don't, you know, when Trump put these people in, they weren't qualified at all, and that's
true.
that's just the game we played, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
now
just pure privilege.
I'm looking, I'm like, all right, Biden is making some good picks. He's nominating some good people. They have a good track record. You can look at their, you know, voting history or their prosecution history, things like that. Look at cases they tried before, whatever they've like. It's all public, man. You know, and so it's like, yo, I don't give a fuck if you're white, black, male, female, straight, transgender, gay, fucking left-handed, Buddhist, whatever, bro. If you are qualified for the job and you think you can make change, then fuck it, man. You deserve to be there, bro. Or if you deserve to get nominated if you meet the qualifications, man. But yeah, man. Like I'm like I think I'm at my limit with liberals, with liberalism. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm at my limit. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't really considered myself a liberal. I probably never referred to myself as that. I have some progressive ideas, some ideas people consider liberal. I got some ideas people consider socialist. I got some ideas people consider ultra conservative. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like what's best for the country, you know? And based on our track record and our history, man, I think Merrick Garland was a good pick. I like what he's doing. Keep that shit up, man. Keep that shit up. But let me tell you who's not doing so well. Out in Chicago, Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot, she's the mayor of Chicago, and I got a lot of respect for her track record, but she is not looking too good right now. The reason is because Lori Lightfoot, when she was inaugurated 23 months ago as Chicago's first black, female, and first gay mayor, she said that reform is here, right? She said that reform is here. She was elected in 2019 as a first-time candidate, which is kind of rare. But the reason is because, it's like I said, I respect her track record, right? So, so prior to, I just did something real dumb. I didn't fuck anything up though. This is live, baby. But yeah, so prior to her getting elected in 2019, she served on the Chicago Police Board. She also chaired the Police Accountability Task Force that had been launched in 2014 after police killed 17-year-old Laquan McDonald, which was a shooting that triggered a federal civil rights probe into the Chicago Police Department, courtesy of Obama's Department of Justice. The task force recommendation of a civilian commission to oversee police then became a central plank on Lightfoot's agenda as she campaigned for mayor, right? So she said, hey, when I become mayor, in the first month, I'm going to make a civilian review board, a civilian oversight board. But let me tell you what's happened. She has not fucking done that. All right. So 2 years into her tenure, she has not introduced her own plan to create a civilian oversight of police, despite having pledged to do so within her first 100 days in office. It's been 2 fucking years. All right. And it was a product that she once led. She did this shit before. So it's not something, she doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. It's something that already existed. You know what I'm saying? And so 2 police reform advocacy groups have introduced a series of reforms that would allow Chicago voters to decide in a binding referendum whether to hand civilian oversight to the board. And that would allow them to hire and fire the police superintendent, set Chicago Police Department policy, and negotiate police contracts. All right. Now, this is a big deal because last week, police released a video in Chicago of killing a 13-year-old Adam Toledo, and details are still coming out. However, the young man allegedly had a gun. The video shows him without a gun, right? No gun, unarmed, not a threat, still killed by police. And I have friends that are cops, law enforcement officers, correctional officers, parole officers, military police, all that kind of shit, right? And they've all said the same thing. They've all said the same thing, that young man should be alive. I tend to agree with them because they know better than me. They know better than me. And a lot of times when I'm like kind of tripping and maybe, saying, oh man, that guy, he shouldn't have been shot. They're like, hey, well, here's what happened. And they break it down. It's like, yo, you know what? You my man. I accept your assessment, and I'll chill. I'll acquiesce, man. I'll relax, but yeah, with Adam Toledo, he was murdered by police, and they're like, yo, you're the mayor. You promised to have reform. You promised to have a civilian oversight board, a civilian review board. You said 100 days into your fucking your reign, and it's 2 years later, and you haven't fucking done it. And she hasn't done it because it takes power away from the mayor. Because civilians can now set police policy, negotiate goddamn contracts, and they can hire and fire the fucking police commissioner. And she doesn't want to lose that power, because if you lose that power, like that whole voting block, that whole PBA and the fucking police union who normally supports the mayor, endorses the mayor, that's how you keep that endorsement, by not doing that. You know what I'm saying? By not giving control of the fucking you can't give control of the police, of the cops, to the civilians, right? Because then you lose all that backing from the police, because they don't want civilians telling them how to do their job, which may be in the military. The military is actually ran by civilians. Yeah, like the Secretary of the Navy is a fucking civilian. Military policies and rules and regulations are all set by civilians. Like, they make this shit, bro. Like, we can't even go to war without civilians saying, yo, you can go to war, right? So, listen, man, I'm sorry. Maybe that's the right fucking thing to do, is give control to the people that are being policed on how they will unless we make a federal standard, you got to give control to them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you had a chance to see the video, but Adam Toledo, but it's not looking good. And Lori Lightfoot, black female, openly gay, all this shit, right? You motherfuckers want you want somebody to look like you. You want somebody to mirror your beliefs and your ideologies and your lifestyle. Okay, well, you got her. When is she going to do her fucking job? Because, bro, if it's not the COVID shit or the fucking Chicago schools or the gang violence or police fucking people up, her 2 years ain't looking good, man. And if I'm going to tell you right now, if I was a young black man in Chicago, I would be running for mayor. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, it ain't working out with her. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And I think, I'm all about women being in power. You know what I'm saying? But she hasn't done shit in these 2 years. She hasn't done anything. That's just me. Maybe a little harsh, but it's just what it is, man. Just what it is. Your thoughts on Adam Toledo, and then what's going on with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago?
Yeah, it just seems like she just pulled a classic, politician move, that they run on the merit of what they.
She drained the swamp, though.
Yeah, exactly. She pulled the Trump. So basically, this is her wall. This is what I'm going to do and get done, which every politician does. But you know what you have to do? People have to use their vote, so they have to vote her out. Vote her out.
Yo, that's all she did, man.
Yeah. If you're not gonna get the things that were promised to you done or initiated, you use your vote to get somebody that will.
Yeah, man. It's sad because, it's a 2-part problem, right? It's like, okay, the young man was involved with the wrong crowd, obviously doing wrong. Like that's not out of the question. The young man was doing wrong, and when approached by police, he followed commands, did what they told him to do, and he was still murdered. And so it's like, well, fuck, man. Well, what do you do, right? Well, first off, you don't do the first part, which is like be involved in gang activity, carry guns when you shouldn't, that kind of shit, right? Don't do that. But then if you're, if you're approached by a cop or you're given commands by a cop and you execute those commands, like you kind of expect to not be killed, and that's the thing, man. So, with her talking that big game and saying she's going to do X, Y, and Z within her first 100 days and her not even fucking drafting up a plan, bro. Can mayors be impeached? I don't know. I think they can. Matter of fact, I saw it on Parks and Recreation. You can't impeach the mayor. So, I think, maybe they should fucking recall her ass. You know what I'm saying? She has 4 years, right, as a mayor. So, fuck it, man. Recall her ass, man. Impeach her.
Yeah, the problem with Chicago is they have so many other issues that you have massive gang violence and all this other stuff that'll get overshadowed. So that'll overshadow police reform because you're going to say, well, they're killing themselves essentially, which is just crime. It's just people that are poor committing crime, but you'll never get police reform because that's what their biggest thing. They'll say, well, what about the blacks killing each other? That's what they're going to paint the picture of Chicago as.
Goddamn black on black crime. They should have sent the feds in when Trump offered to help. He said, hey, man, I'm going to send the feds in. And he never did, though. He was just fucking around. He couldn't send the feds in. The feds are already there. The FBI is already in Chicago. The feds are already there. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, someone said they're going to send the feds into a fucking city to do what? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? You going to stand in the corner and look goofy as shit? Like that, bro. Let me tell you, I'm in DC, right? And I'm in the fucking hood. I'm in the hood, right? And so I walk down the street every day, right? I walk down this block every day. And I see kids just loitering, right? Just loitering in front of stores that aren't even open, just like on the corner in front of the store. I see cops like maybe 100, 200 feet from them. And it's just like cop car. And they're just like sitting out on the cars, like 3 or 4 cops. And they're just like posted up on corners. And then it's just like kids loitering and shit. And I'm not of the idea that we should fuck with kids for just chilling. School is shut down. It's a fucking pandemic. They ain't got nowhere to go. The community centers are shut down. So they have nowhere to go except be in the house, right? So, but my thing is like, yo, bro, we're in DC. You guys are cops. You kind of got a nasty track record with the community. Why don't you guys go get a fucking football or a frisbee or get a basketball hoop or something and put something out here for these fucking kids and make some inroads into the community? As easily as I said that can be reversed back to me, right? And say, well, why don't you go buy a football and give it to the young guys on the corner, bitch? Because I ain't out there every day for fucking 8 hours like those goddamn cops are, just sitting on them. That's what they're literally on the corners, right? Just watching these kids just hang out, and the kids aren't doing shit. Like I go there, I go by twice a day, right? And they're just out there, and it's maybe like some teens and young adults. They're just out there just chilling, bro. And we're in DC, marijuana is legal, so it ain't like they fucking doing something, they breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm up and down the block every day. I've not seen one crackhead around here, bro. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't seen one person look like they were ever trying to buy drugs at all. I ain't seen no weird shit like that. Even when I walk down the block and I walk through these groups of kids, these groups of teens like that, like, there's some rough looking dudes and shit, just like I would look rough if I'm like chilling on the corner with my boys. And I say what's up to them, and they say what's up back. And I'm like, yo, why the fuck ain't the cops? Like, the cops should be down here right now just chilling. Like, bro, come down here and interact with these motherfuckers. These are the same ones, and I don't want to say motherfuckers, but it's like, yo, this is the community, right? And instead of you being 200 feet with 4 of your buddies on a cop car, right? How about you come and engage the community? How about you just talk to these guys? You know what I'm saying? How about you meet them? You know what I mean? How fucking chill, bro. Take them on a fucking ride along or something. I don't fucking know. Play some fucking football with these little dudes or something, man. Like, it's just so much shit. But it's like, bro, I literally see cops 200 feet from 15 kids every fucking day on multiple corners, and they don't do shit but just sit there and watch them. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of backwards ass shit? Like, go engage them, man. Like, fuck loitering. School is shut down. The community centers are shut down. Like, the parks, like, you can't even go like play ball at the park and shit, bro. It's all shut down. So it's like, yo, just fucking do something besides just fucking stare at them. Like, they're not committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something besides just fucking stare at them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I guess that goes back that the police should be like advocates of their own. Like, I guess you should be policing your own community. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like more so, and I think that's the problem. Like you would quickly see like if you had local police officers working and living in the areas that they police, you would. I guarantee all these unarmed police shootings, you'd see stop because you would say, okay, you know what? I know John. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's not going to murder anybody. He's a knucklehead. You'll know right from wrong, good from bad. You'll know who to turn him in, who to give a second chance to, and who not to give a second chance to, who is actually a criminal and who's actually just harmless. You know what I mean? But they don't right now. They just walk into communities where they're not advocates of the communities and they don't know anybody. So they shoot first, ask questions less, you know?
yeah, and it's wild because like I go by and I talk to the cops out there too. You know, I talk to the cops because they're relatively young. They look younger than me. And I say what's up to them. I talk to them in the morning. I see them in the morning and in the afternoon. When I'm going, I'm coming, right? And so I talk to them, say what's up, and a lot of them aren't from DC, you know? And so it's like, oh, that's step one, right? They're not from
They're
here.
driving 50 minutes and they're looking at aliens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
because
the problem.
let me tell you, man, that's what these DC people look like because everybody's wearing phone posits. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got on some goddamn phone posits and some fucking skinny jeans or some shit.
I love phones.
Oh my god, I hate phone posits.
Oh, you don't
Man.
like foams? Dude, I love foams.
Okay,
Those are-
okay.
Foams are like a New York staple, though.
I will never buy a pair of foams. I like looking at them. I like I like a lot of the colorways. I just don't like them on my feet. I got big ass feet, so they look even bigger. Oh, they look like big ass marshmallows on my feet. I wear size 13, and I'm only 6'1".
You do got
so.
some big ass feet. God damn.
Yeah, man. I had a size 13 since I was 13 years old, so it's been pretty fucking bad. I had big ass hands, big ass feet, and mediocre meat. Unfortunately, that's the black man's real burden right there. Is when you're a black man with an average size dick. What do? You know what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, son, Hayes, he's the lightest thing I ever seen, but he definitely didn't get that joint from me. That must be on Sid's side of the family. This joint's humongous. It's just like an apple. I changed his diaper. I'm like, this nigga got the Apple Pencil in his pants.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, I definitely once he hits about 16, I definitely won't be using the store with that dude.
Hell no.
If he walks in and be like, yo, I got my dad, then I lose all power from that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yo, that's fucking crazy. I have a daughter, so listen, man.
Yeah, you good. You good.
You know how I'm like a fucking I'm already paranoid, right? I'm like I said before, like I think my child's mom, she works in mental health, and she seems to think that I have a mental health disorder. I agree with her. Just not the one she thinks. She thinks is narcissism. She thinks I'm a narcissist, right? She doesn't really believe that. She just says it because that's what women say to hurt men's feelings, right? But no, man, I think I'm fucking paranoid, bro. Because it's like I'll be walking down the street with my daughter. I'm like pushing her in the carriage, and everybody I look at, I'm like, yo, if I have to kill this person, how will I do it? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I have to attack this person to defend my kid, how will I do it? Like, what weapons can I use? Like, what, just like shit like that, bro. And I'm just like,
hilarious.
yeah, I'm.
No, you're definitely you're just in dad mode because like I went through that phase when my daughter was first born that I was at the beach and I watched these people get into like a domestic dispute, and my first reaction was to be like, "Yo, calm down," like to say chill out to the guy. But then I went into dad mode where immediately I was like, if I gotta whip this guy's ass, I'm like, what's gonna happen to my daughter and who's gonna be here?
Yeah.
And then I immediately just like took a fall back that I was like, man, I ain't gonna be like running my mouth for saying anything or even get involved because I'm like my first concern was protecting, your offspring.
Yeah.
That's just
It's
a dad mode thing.
Yeah, it's a cost, man, to every action, man. And so for me, like when I go into a restaurant, I always sit like near the back, away from the entrance, away from the glass windows, like towards the exit. I like to be near the kitchen, so if somebody running this motherfucker, I can go in the kitchen and get the fuck out. I've always been like that, man. Like when I stay at hotels and shit, I don't stay on the first like couple floors. two reasons for that. One, because I don't want a fucking bomb going off and fucking me up. But then it's because when I'm on like a lower floor and I see reflections from people in high rises around me from like opening windows and doors, that's like little flashes of lights, I get freaked out. Like I think it's like a fucking sniper or something. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, yo, I gotta be high. I gotta be in a high floor, or like now in a basement. That's why I'm in a basement. And I'm like, I gotta be like I gotta be in some kind of shit where it's like, yo, motherfuckers just can't access me like that. Like I in the shit I'm in now, there is one entrance, right? Is one door. No, this, but I can get out a different way. If somebody decides to come in this way, I can get out right out this motherfucking window right here, and then be on the ground level and be good, right? But yeah, man, it's like shit like that is what goes through my mind when I'm going to fucking TGI Fridays. I haven't been there in 20 years, or like 15. But like when I'm going to fucking dinner and shit like that, and I'm with my date, I'm like, yo, listen, I need a table near the back, man. Like, I'm not trying to be seen. I gotta be by the back, and if shit pop off, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. So that's just me. And I got my daughter. I'm like, I have like dad weapons. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just like straight up just like carry a knife or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta carry like shit that has like weight, or like you know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, I got this fucking heavy ass book. You know, I'm gonna read to her in her stroller, so I can just pull it out, whack a motherfucker in the head with goddamn Where the Wild Things Are, or the Hungry Caterpillar, and then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking walking through DC with children's books fucking taped around my midsection so I don't get fucking stabbed when I'm with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this shit is fucking crazy, man. But speaking of some other crazy motherfuckers, man, shout out to the military, because you guys shield. Let me change that. You guys protect a lot of racists. You know what I'm saying? If any, like, I'm a veteran. I was in the military for 20 goddamn years. All right? I fought in the Cold War. No, I didn't. Right? But no, I served in the Navy for 20 years, right? And one thing I learned is the military, for a long time, protected racism, protected racists, because the military itself was a racist establishment. They didn't want blacks and browns and women's and gays to be in the military, try to brand transgenders. It's all recorded history. Very, very public shit, right? And so there's a dickhead. You know, his name is Jonathan Pentland. All right. And where is this dickhead at? He's down in South Carolina, Fort Jackson. All right. And so a U.S. soldier, Jonathan Pentland, has been charged with assault after a video circulated online showing him yelling at, threatening, and shoving a black man in a South Carolina neighborhood. The soldier, Jonathan Pentland, was charged. He's actually in jail now as well, but with third-degree assault and battery in the April 8th incident. This is in Richland County. They told the reporters. He's down in Fort Jackson. The CO of Fort Jackson already made a statement saying that they don't condone this kind of behavior. Blah 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 blah. But listen, man, and I'm gonna just cut this here. The military is an inherently racist organization that shields racists and racist behavior, and the reason is because when you complain about certain things that are said about you or being called out of your name, you are told that it's just guys being guys or boys being boys, or it's part of the initiation, or it's tradition, or how things are. And that's been that way since they decided to let blacks in the military, right? You know, I can recall several instances of being called the N-word by superiors, or being addressed out of my name, or being called a boy or a monkey, or, you know, me turning in some written correspondence and then being questioned whether I actually wrote it, or being told, you know, hey, like I don't sound like the others because I'm, you know, articulate and eloquent and well spoken. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking racist. Like, you may not know it, but you are inherently racist or racially biased. And the military does a great job of protecting them. And we have programs, you know, set up to actually kind of catch this kind of shit, but they don't, because they leave that decision is left up to the commanding officer, right? So it's like, yo, if we work together, right? You're white, I'm black, you're my superior, you call me a nigger, I go and tell my equal opportunity advisor that shit goes to the captain. The captain could say, "Oh, well, it's not sufficient enough, whatever," or it's not substantiated, right? Even though it could have happened just in his opinion, right? It didn't happen. And that's it. Like that's how it fucking goes. It's not like you get to go to trial or somebody actually investigates the shit. It's people that work where you work at that investigate the shit. It's not outside entities coming like anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Where they come and investigate. Like if you're a cop, you got internal affairs that'll come investigate it. You know, if you're in any kind of Fortune 500 company, HR reps from outside that area will come investigate it, or people from outside that department will come investigate it, right? In the military, same motherfuckers that work with you are the same motherfuckers that investigate any kind of disciplinary issue or any kind of issue of racism, discrimination, things like that. And a lot of that shit gets swept under the fucking rug. Or you know, they feel that it's something that can be handled at their level or with a warning or whatever, and then it'll like magically the racism will weed itself out. No, it doesn't fucking happen. And we seen right here this fucking white drill sergeant who's been talking to minorities however he fucking wants to for however long he's been in the military because he's a fucking drill instructor. He ran across a developmentally disabled African-American teen. The kid was like 18, 19, right? We love to call these fucking white school shooters and white mass shooters kids when they're 19 years old, shoot up fucking a movie theater. So let's call this developmentally disabled teenager what he is, a teenager, a fucking kid being pushed, harassed, and accosted by a fucking army sergeant for simply walking around his neighborhood, in the neighborhood that he lives in. And he's being questioned by somebody that thinks that they have power over his black life. That's the same shit that happened to Trayvon Martin. You know what I'm saying? And when I see shit like that, it pisses me off because it's like that kind of behavior is contradictory to the core values of any branch that you serve in, regardless whether it's Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, Coast Guard, whatever, right? And I know people like that, and they get off on that kind of shit. It gets a little fucking pecker hard, and they do it because they can get away with it, you know? And unfortunately, when you're in the military, you get a lot of leeway. You get to say what you want and talk to people however you want to, call them outside their name, and face no real repercussions. And then you think that shit, that power carries over into the civilian world. And that's what happened here. And because a bystander shot this video, this young man is getting, he's getting justice because this fucking asshole is being held accountable, and he's in jail now, and he'll have to face discipline from the civilian courts and the military as well, you know. And I can go on and on and on about racism in the military. I try not to really talk about it like that on this because that would be every fucking episode, but it's, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man, just, you know, that's why when people say like thank you for your service and all that kind of other shit to me, I'm like, yo, man, how you know I want you to thank me for it? You don't know what I've been through. Like, you don't know what I've been through, bro. That shit could have been the worst ever. You talking about thank you, like, yo, man, fuck out of here, bro. You know, just give me my fucking 10% discount. Leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, but nah, man. Did you get to see the video?
I did. It just like when you watch stuff like that, it just shows you the duality of the way the world functions. You have one guy that's an officer that gets pulled over by the cops and essentially humiliated because he really just didn't comply. And on the opposite, you have basically, you know, he's a military, but he's a civilian, but yet he thinks that he holds the power of the police, that he could just stop somebody randomly and start questioning them and asking, what are they doing in his neighborhood? So he feels that he actually felt that he was doing the right thing by bothering this kid, just walking down the block. And it just goes to show you, like, the black man, you're always assumed to be doing something wrong, regardless if you are or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the guy's walking and they assume that he was doing something bad, that he's a criminal and he shouldn't be there, and he's there for the wrong reason. It's like, you should just be able to run and jog. Like, if I want to go to a random park anywhere where it's free to go or I pay, you should be able to go. Like,
yeah, exactly. And the other thing is that the cop that responded, they didn't even want to arrest the guy. They
No,
didn't
of
even want
course
to.
not.
They didn't want to
Nope.
charge well, we can only charge him with, and it's
No,
like,
because they
okay,
make an excuse. So basically, once again, that's the where it comes out of policy, because those policies and make excuses for those actions, and then people think that they're allowed to do things like that, and then it
yeah,
keeps happening over and over and over and over and over. So I guess the fact that he went to jail is probably a good thing, but
yeah,
I guess for us, the fact that there's video and recordings and audio, that's the only thing that's going to help us get policy change, because
yeah.
people can now
That's
watch this and say, "Wow, this is what minorities go through." Like you telling that story, nobody believes it. But now when you start to see it over and over and over and over and over, people start to realize that these are fundamental problems. Like it was basically white privilege. That's all it was.
Yeah, I mean, like the cell phone and the ability to record video has
Right.
been the greatest tool in the fight for civil rights ever. You know, I mean, because if we would have had this technology back in, God, imagine us having cell phones or just video recording capability in the 50s or the four, like,
I think by now we'd probably be 75% done with it, because it would have changed policy from watching it. What happens is you've waited 50 years to actually see this stuff. And now you're
yeah,
like, oh, and so now you have good people that, because I guess your first reaction is like, even if you are a good person, you're like, oh, that definitely doesn't happen. You almost don't want to believe that stuff like
yeah,
that happens. But then after a while, once you start seeing it over and over, you're like, all right, well, maybe this is a problem. You start to believe it, but you're not going to believe it until you see it, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's it's fucking, it's insane, man, and it's just like a fucking cycle. The same way with the police, where they're just being protected, and the military is the same way, man. They protect racists, they protect rapists. We've seen that. They protect people that sexually assault women and have patterns of fucking misconduct. And bro, like one of our last Master Chief Petty Officers of the Navy, the last MCPON, the highest enlisted guy in the Navy, this guy was found guilty of fucking one of his junior sailors' wives. Yeah, like he was found guilty of adultery and like fucking the wife of somebody that worked for him. He like kept the guy at work to go fuck his wife,
Oh,
right?
he's killing it.
Yeah, he really was killing it. And then but he got busted down for this, face, a non-judicial punishment, right? But he still somehow became the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. And then I see all these other highly qualified black and brown men and women who never get anywhere past fucking fleet or force Master Chief. And this is like some military specific shit. But anybody in the military, you fucking know, right? They not trying to put a goddamn black or brown person in charge of the goddamn military or in charge of, you know how the fuck that shit goes, right? But yeah, man, it's like, like one of our last senior enlisted guys of the entire military was found guilty of doing some shit like this, and then still became the MCPON. And after everybody came out and said, yo, this guy did this shit, they still left him in a position. And he only got fired after he was caught like sending his fucking aides to go do personal errands for him. And like he was basically like a fucking tyrant. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he ended up getting fired. But yeah, man, like the military, shout out to y'all motherfuckers, man, because y'all love racism. You know what I'm saying? And y'all love protecting racists. So, one day when y'all allow true oversight to come in, and y'all allow people that aren't affiliated with that actual military branch to investigate sexual assaults and things of that nature, then, shit might progress. Until then, it's not going to happen, man. Not going to happen. God. Oh, God. Colorado. Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? Colorado. Yeah, shout out to Colorado. Colorado got a lot of good weed. They got some good mountains, some good skiing, some good air, but they don't have good judges, apparently. So a Colorado judge resigned after she exhibited problematic and racist behavior during her time on the bench. So the Washington Post uncovered that the Supreme Court of Colorado asked Judge Natalie T. Chase to resign after censoring her. A report released by the court found that she was involved in 4 specific incidents, which included using the N-word in front of black colleagues and asking a black court facilitator why black people aren't allowed to use the racist slur. Chase, who is white, undermined confidence and impartiality of the judiciary by expressing her views about criminal justice, police brutality. Shut the fuck up, right? So, yeah, man. So this, woman asked why black people can use the N-word but not white people, and whether it was different if the N-word is said with an ER or an A at the end of the word, all while frequently using the word during the conversation. Yeah, man. Listen. Shout out to everybody that fucking tells, everybody that fucking quote unquote snitches, everybody that's blowing the whistle, because you got 4 specific events, right? She's doing this shit in front, not behind closed doors, right? Not behind closed doors. This is a fucking judge who's making decisions on people's freedom and livelihood, and she's asking why she can't use the N-word. Bitch, because you fucking can't. That's why. Shut the fuck up. You can't. Listen, this is a message to everybody that is not black. Shut the fuck up about the N-word. It is not your word to use. I also do not care about your commentary or your fucking thoughts on whether black people should use the word or not. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. You're not black. Shut up. All right? So the same way that women can use the word bitch, right? They can use it. I'm not about to call them a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the dress. Like, if I'm talking about like a bitch, like a dude or a woman that's, a bitch, I'm not about to call a woman a bitch or call her out her name. No, never that, right? But, that's their word. The LGBTQAI plus minus community, right? They have the F word they use. I'm not about to go ask them why I can't use that word. I fucking know why I can't use that word, because they said it's offensive, because when my people were beating the shit out of them, you know what I'm saying, and killing them, and then calling them that word, that's why we can't use the word, all right? Just like Hispanics, they got their own words that they use, right? We can't use those fucking words. So all of you non-black people, right, that want to use the N-word, don't fucking do it. You're not allowed, all right? You can. Let me change that. This is a free country. You can use the words, right? But just understand that shit comes with consequences, like getting fired. You know what I'm saying? Or getting your fucking shit pushed in. Those are the 2 options, right? Just don't fucking use it. And for me, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I use the N-word. I try not to, but sometimes that shit just, it's programming. You know what I'm saying? Is repetition. It's programmed into my vocabulary, my vernacular, my jargon. I'm trying to weed it out, but that's not gonna happen. My daughter, she won't use it, because I'm gonna teach her better. But it's like, do as I say, not as I do. I'm flawed. I'm a flawed person. I'm gonna cut back on my use of the word. But at the end of the day, I can say it because I earned it. I earned the fucking right to say it. Y'all been through that shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never had to. If you never had to worry about a cop calling you that shit, all right, don't use the fucking word. All right, so I don't give a fuck if you're white, you're Hispanic, you're fucking Native American, you're an Indian from India, you're Asian, you're fucking Samoan. Yo, fam, if you are not black, don't use the ER, don't use the A, don't even say nig. Don't say shit. Don't say it. And stop asking. We already fucking told you why you can't use it. Stop asking. Now you're just being willfully ignorant. So anytime you ask why you can't use that word, it should always be taken as an offense, right? Because the black community has already come out and said, as a whole, if you're not black, don't use it. And then y'all still want to ask the question. So okay, so now you want a problem. You want a fucking problem. You want to catch these hands, or you want me to fucking report you to your fucking employer. That's it. Those are 2 options. You know what I'm saying? You catch the fist, or I'll report you to HR. You know what I'm saying? That's because who's like, I'm not turning the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit doesn't work. We know that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, your thoughts on this Colorado Supreme Court judge? I think the whole thing,
it kind of comes from it's when that keeps coming up, it's always like a place of privilege. Like, so for example, like you and I as black men, we kind of know what we can do and what we can get away with. So I'll give an example. I would go places. Very rarely did I put on a hood or even ever wear anything on my face until Corona, the coronavirus. So I kind of laughed. I was like in a store. I'm like, I'm in a store. I got a hoodie on and a face mask. And I said, this is the first time in my life that they're not fearful of me. You know what I mean? And it's like an ironic moment there. You're like, wow, it's like I'm used to doing all these things because I know what I can do and can't do. Unfortunately, because of privilege, it's even things that are taboo. They still want to cross the line and attempt to do. And so it's like, well, why can't I do this? Because I should be able to do this because I'm this. It's like it's regardless of what's being done, right or wrong. There's always that sense of privilege. It's like, well, if they're doing it, I should be able to do it, even though I know it's wrong. It's like even though you have no reason to even do it, and as a judge, you should know better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel it's entitlement, man. It's fucking
a super
entitlement.
Bro. That's all it is. It boils down to an entitlement. That there's a sense of entitlement. It's like, well, we can do anything, always, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be. And the moment that they have something simple taken away from them, it's like, well, wear a mask for your health. It boils down into it's a right that, well, I should be allowed not to be healthy. This is my right. You know what I mean? It's like it's a sick privilege. It's a sick world, man. It's disgusting, bro.
Listen, man. So for the judge, the only thing I have to say about that is
Fucking right in the pussy.
Get worse.
that's it, baby. Listen, man. Let me tell you, man. Because I've been going back and listening to the podcast and the evolution of just the rhetoric and what we've been talking. I like it. A lot of people like it. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna be as politically correct or kid friendly or listen, man. Listen. If you listen to the podcast, it's at your own fucking risk. All right. The people that fuck with me know who you are. The people who this podcast is for, you know what it is. And the shit that we talk about is real life shit, shit that affects us. And listen, man, like there's some subjects that I probably haven't gone in as I haven't said what I wanted to say about a lot of this shit. And this is the point of the show where I'm going to just start saying some shit. First, all you motherfuckers out there, all you fucking, and I got to look at the camera and just so I'm listen, all you fucking liberal, social justice, fucking whack jobs that are out here talking about ACAB, all cops are bastards. Listen, I am the biggest critic of law enforcement out here. But if you truly believe that all cops are bastards, you should go fuck yourself. All right? Go fuck yourself. And listen, I am the biggest critic of the cops. However, for you to say that all cops are bastards is to say that just police in general are irredeemable. So the good officers that we do have that are doing the right thing, reporting motherfuckers, holding people accountable, stopping other officers from doing wild shit, out here engaging with the community, you are saying that they are fucked up and they're out here doing the right thing. So, I mean, we can say, there's a bad apple or a bad bunch or a bad tree or a bad department. But if you're just going to sit here and say, yo, all cops are bastards and just offer that blanket ass statement, yo, suck my dick. Fuck you. I don't care. Listen, eat a dick. Or if you're of the other, eat a pussy. I don't give a fuck. Eat a dick, eat a pussy, eat an ass. Either way, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that shit, man. And unfortunately, it's mostly women saying that shit. All cops are bastards. But who are you going to call when you get assaulted or your house gets broken into or somebody steals your fucking cell phone? You know what I'm saying? Or you break down on the side of the highway and that fucking cop pulls over to fucking help you out. You can't sit here and say shit like all cops are bastards and then fucking you want to rely on their services. You know what I'm saying? Or you want them to protect you. That shit gets on my fucking nerves, man. Because it's like, yo, imagine like you're one of these guys out here that's out here fucking fighting for police reform and fighting for social justice. And you're like, you know what? I want to become a cop. And then and I know people like that, right? And now you got to deal with some fucking, 20 fucking 2-year-old fucking person with a communications degree trying to tell you that all cops are bastards and we should abolish the police. Listen, we should abolish liberal arts degrees. How about that? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right? If you think all cops are bastards, go fuck yourself. Shut the fuck up. Go do something then. Go make your own law enforcement then. You know what I'm saying? I know cops started off as some racist ass shit, bro. We all know that. And we all know what it is now, and we know what it could be. You know what I'm saying? But to say some bullshit like, bro, it's so bad that you see it. You're a married guy, so thank God for that, right? If you're a single scumbag like me, what's up? I saw a black person.
Oh, that was Gracie.
Yeah, Gracie was good. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. So it's like, you know, when you say things like that, that's just aggravating, bro. And like, even like when you like, if you go on a dating site, bro, you'll see that on these like women's profiles. Like they'll be like, all cops are bastards. I'm like, what? What the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck kind of weirdo shit is that, man? Like that, come on now. Yeah, man, that shit's been pissing me off, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like I can't get down with that. I'm a huge critic of law enforcement. I don't subscribe to that ideology. All cops are bad. I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's extremely divisive, and I think you will get nowhere when it comes to actual social justice reform by spouting off shit like that, man. Your thoughts on?
No, I agree, dude.
Snowflakes?
It's definitely a problem.
These social justice goddamn snowflakes.
Yeah, everybody you need. Just take this. Yeah, you need it's essential. Like, but I guess the part of the problem is like you don't really necessarily hear like, well, fuck the fire department, you know?
No,
or maybe you do, but it's not like a fundamental problem. So that means, or like a systemic wide problem. And I'm sure they have their own issues, but it's not as prevalent, you know? So the problem with it goes to show you that there's something wrong that you have it polarizing where people could be opposing something that's supposed to be essentially good. That means it's only really good for, you know, and you know, for the most part, like I said, I haven't had too many like bad interactions with the cops, you know. And most of my, you know, terrible, to be honest with you, white cops has actually treated me nicer, that I can honestly say. I've been encountered by cops, and they're usually the ones that are more suspectful or think I'm doing something wrong tends to be, you know, like a black cop, you know, which it just goes to show you that it's
KRS once said black cop, black cop, black cop, black cop.
Essentially, it's the system, but I think once you give up on it, you completely fail. Because I give an example. It's like you and I, we're black men. You've gotten to fight with countless black men, but you're not going to walk around and be like, well, every black man is they deserve to die because you got into a fight with a black kid in the hood. It's you know what I mean? So it's like you have to use that same common sense. Like essentially, there are going to be some that could be an ally, and we should look to fix the system, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's something that is needed, is critical to the functioning of a modern society. You cannot function without having some kind of police force or some kind of law enforcement, right? You have to have it. It's inevitable. You cannot have a functioning society without it. So just work on reforming it, man. Listen, man, I'm, you know, and you know, coming from Hawaii, super liberal state, and then I'm coming to DC, a liberal, whatever the fuck this is, and being in Maryland, right? You know, you see a lot of this shit, and it's like with a lot of the younger people, you know, 25 and below, and it's like, yo, I hope you never get your car stolen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you never need the police, because they're going to come to your house and see that fucking all cops are fucking bastard sticker, and they're going to just fucking leave. Like, you know what? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if we all bastards, go, you know what? Go fucking call Dog the Bounty Hunter then, motherfucker. Like, fuck out of here. That's just some bullshit, man. But yeah, as you know, trust me, it's more. You know, but just that shit right there, man. Like, that shit fucking pissing me off. You know what else is pissing me the fuck off, man? Demi Lovato. Why the fuck is this like the third week that I'm talking about Demi Lovato? Why? Because Demi Lovato slams. Demi Lovato wages war, slams frozen yogurt shop for triggering products, and the critics push back. After the singer complained about sugar-free treats at the Big Chill, the company responded that those items were for customers with dietary restrictions. So, America's favorite... Oh my God, I almost called her out of her name. because I was going to call her an opioid addict. I was going to say
yeah,
America's favorite opioid addict. Yeah, man. Demi Lovato started a social media war with a beloved frozen yogurt shop over the weekend, prompting many people to call her out for misusing her huge platform. The pop star took a stand against the Big Chill in Los Angeles, slamming the store on her Instagram page for carrying sugar-free options. Lovato said seeing these products was triggering and awful for her as she is in recovery from an eating disorder. Finding it extremely hard to order froyo from the Big Chill when you have to walk past tons of sugar-free cookies, other diet foods before you get to the counter. Do better, please, she wrote in an Instagram story. Her Instagram account has millions of followers. And matter of fact, before I, because trust me, man, listen, let me go ahead and pull up Demi Lovato's Instagram fucking page right here so we can get the exact amount, because the Big Chill, right, they have 6,000 followers on Instagram, right? Demi Lovato has 102 million followers on Instagram alone. So she's pushing this shit out to her followers, regardless whether it's correct or not, right? And she said that they're diet culture vultures. And she's saying she's trying to call out harmful messaging from brands that perpetuate a society that not only enables but praises disordered eating. Listen, I have a lot of empathy for people with eating disorders, right? I mean, I myself have suffered from body dysmorphia. It's a real thing. Eating disorders are a real thing, right? And so the Big Chill, the store carries products for customers who have diabetes, celiac disease, options for vegans, and they have regular shit for fat fucks like myself that just want to eat a bunch of ice cream and shit, right? And so, the Big Chill, they're like, hey, man, sorry you felt this way, but the sugar-free options are for motherfuckers that can't eat sugar. The end. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't to trick you into fucking thinking it's healthy. First off, Demi Lovato, listen, shut the fuck up. All right? Demi Lovato, shut the fuck up. You are rich. Just order your fucking froyo before you get there. Have your assistant pick it up. Or you order before you get there. You have them bring it to you. Or you know what? Just understand that you can eat what you can eat, but that shouldn't affect what I get to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I like eating sugar-free shit. You know what I'm saying? I like eating organic ice cream, things like that. I'm not going into it thinking it's healthy. I know how to read a fucking dietary label, so I don't need some fucking social justice warrior telling me that a frozen yogurt shop is a diet culture vulture because they have sugar-free options. The fucking shit is not made. Yo, Demi Lovato, shut the fuck up, bro. This, you know what? She needs to go back to rehab. You know what I'm saying? She needs to go back to fucking rehab, right? Because she is not taking accountability for her own actions and decision making. Because when you go to rehab, right, they teach you about accountability. And she's been to rehab multiple times for drug use and eating disorders and blah, 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 right? And so she still has not learned shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, let's just look at a 12-step program, right? A 12-step program tells you one of the first things you do is like acknowledging the problem, and you go through denial, also the bullshit, and blah, 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 right? Bunch of shit. One of the main things is accountability, all right? And we've seen this with her drug addiction, and now we've seen this with her eating disorder, where she is not taking accountability for her actions. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, take accountability for your actions. Here are the 12 steps, right? And here's where she's fucking up. All right? Honesty is the first step. The second step is faith. And then surrender, soul searching, integrity, acceptance, humility, willingness, forgiveness, maintenance, making contact, and service. Right? And those are the basics for any 12-step program, depending on who's running it, whether it's like some Christian organization or fucking Alcoholics Anonymous, right? But she's not being honest with herself. First off, bitch, if you got And I use the word bitch, right? So first off, bitch, if you got an eating disorder, get the fuck out the frozen yogurt shop, all right? Be honest with yourself. Eat some fucking celery, all right? Have faith that these motherfuckers are not trying to con you. You know what I'm saying? Surrender to a higher power. That higher power is a healthy diet, not eating fucking frozen yogurt. God damn it. Do some soul searching, right? Look inside yourself and see, hey, is it the right thing to do to put this information out that isn't really verified to 102 million followers on Instagram who are also impressionable? I'm using my platform to bully a frozen yogurt shop because they have sugar-free options and I don't know how to read a fucking label? You know what I'm saying? Integrity. Her actions displayed very low integrity. Acceptance. Accept the fact that everything isn't designed for you. Why do you feel so entitled that you have to have access to all the menu items on a frozen yogurt shop, or all the items on a frozen yogurt shop should be they should be designed for your dietary restrictions? No, bitch, shut up. All right, accept the fact that it's some people out there that just want to eat sugar-free shit, but they don't need it that healthy. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want organic shit. Some motherfuckers don't want to have dairy products, right? We're not trying to scam you. Learn how to read a fucking dietary label, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, goddamn, you know, and I would go, and then step fucking 9, forgiveness, right? You need to exhibit some grace, right? Because you know what, Demi Lovato, bitch, I forgive you for going out to your 102 million fucking followers and trying to shit on a fucking small business, right? But you need to exercise some grace. And so because you made this mistake, you should make a public fucking apology across all your platforms, explaining why you fucked up and why you jumped the gun trying to bully this small business over sugar-free fucking options. Frozen fucking yogurt, bro. We got people getting fucking shot by police, right? We're about to,
better shit.
You know, that's what I'm saying. We have kids with actual eating disorders. We have kids getting bullied. We have kids on opioids. All this shit you could decide to talk about, but you want to call out to your 102 million followers that a frozen yogurt shop is a diet culture vulture because they have a sugar-free option and you think that that's supposed to be healthy when it's just sugar-free. Shut the fuck up. All right? Your take on this, man.
Dude, Hope said it best. What you eat don't make me shit, bro. Like, just, it has really nothing to do with her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It just has nothing to do with her. And I could see, like, you know, I guess, you know, everybody's got, you know, something that they want to vent out, but it's like, really? Like, yogurt? Both things? It just seems silly. Yeah, it just seems silly.
We talking about yogurt here. Allen Iverson style, man. We talking about fucking yogurt, bro. Like we, fam. Oh my God, Demi Lovato.
You know, I feel like she might be just in a place in her life where she's just
no. You know what? She just dropped the fucking. She got an album coming out. That's what it is. Yeah, she got an album coming out because that's what I reported on the last time I talked about her. She had an album coming out. And I said that was part of her rollout because it's all this empowering, you know, feminist bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that feminism or femininity or it's bullshit. I'm just sorry. It is. Like feminism, third wave feminism, right? That has ruined the dynamic between men and women. And it's going to be very hard to recover from, you know, because those, you know, like all those like Gloria Steinem feminists, they kind of changed up the fucking the gender roles, and women don't want to they don't want to play the traditional role that women played, but they want all the benefits from a man that come from those traditional gender roles. So all those, you know, third wave feminists, those, you know, all those Gloria Steinem children, all her people, you know, y'all fucked it up for us. And that's why a lot of black women don't fuck with the feminist movement, because y'all kind of fucked up. And y'all excluded black women from that whole shit, just keeping it a buck, right? But yeah, man, like, yo, listen, Demi Lovato, enjoy being rich, make your music, and stop trying to bully frozen yogurt shops because you can't fucking read a dietary label. That's it, man. This fucking clown, man. You know what? You know, listen, the NFL, right? The NFL, they came out and they made their statement about George Floyd. Fuck the NFL, man, because they have not apologized to Colin Kaepernick yet. for being right, for being correct in his protest and everything that he was doing, and effectively blackballing him. Yeah, man, like, listen, yo, shut the fuck up. NFL, you putting out all these messages saying, oh, there's justice for George Floyd, blah, 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 blah. But, hey, listen, NFL, suck my dick because you guys harbor criminals. So, a warrant has been issued for Seattle Seahawks defensive end Aldon Smith on a battery charge in Louisiana. All right, arrest warrant has been issued for Aldon Smith, defensive end from the Seattle Seahawks, for a second-degree battery that occurred in the New Orleans area last Saturday evening. All right, so Smith allegedly choked the victim unconscious during a confrontation that began inside a coffee shop. What the fuck are you arguing about, bro? What are you arguing about in a coffee shop where you have to fucking choke somebody? All right, that's the first thing. That's the first. Like, he's like, yo, let me get this fucking venti latte frappuccino double shot mocha fucking whatever, and yo, it's fucking crazy. And this motherfucker is in the NFL, right? Signed the multi-million-dollar deal, but that wasn't his only fucking thing, right? Because in 2013 he was arrested on a DUI, crashed his truck into a tree in a residential area. 2014, suspended for 9 games, violating the substance abuse policy. 2015, another DUI and hit and run and vandalism charge. And then in 2015, signed with the Raiders and then was suspended for violating the substance abuse policy. And then another 2018, he was arrested, multiple charges, including domestic violence, false imprisonment, assault, blah, 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 blah. So if my man has 5, 6, 7, 8 fucking charges, right? A hit and run is like a felony, ain't it? Am I fucking retarded? Right? But
I want to say, yeah. Yeah, I want to say definitely.
And why is he still in the fucking league and Kaepernick not? That's the real question. NFL, suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? Until y'all address this shit like this, I don't want to hear anything, man. Your thoughts on this. And that'll be it because we're on like 2.5 hours, dog.
I mean, it's the NFL's a business, and you could see basically what they do is they protect and they'll withhold. It's almost like they're their own police, basically. Yeah. So, this guy's essentially a star and he makes money. So if you can keep him off the radar, you'll do that. And it goes for owners, it goes for players, anybody's it's essentially like a franchise. They're going to do everything in their power to keep the money rolling in. Yeah. Right, wrong, or indifferent, which is, it's just unfortunate, but that's, that's anything that's related to money. There's always corruption. Yeah.
Like, it's the same reason why this guy has been able to stay in the league with all this shit going on is the same reason why Deshaun Watson had 30 women say that he was on some rapey shit and nobody heard about it until he wanted to change teams, because the team was fucking suppressing those fucking stories and those charges, killing the stories, right? And then you said, hey, I want to go. So they said, oh, okay. Well, all your alarm reviews coming out. The end. Right? And so the same shit that allowed Aldon Smith to fucking be in the league is the same shit that allowed,
he's a menace.
The Deshaun Watson shit to fucking go for so long. And he's not the only one that has done shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The same reason why Ray fucking Rice somehow made it back to the league. Yeah, after punching his girlfriend into fucking oblivion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
met Ray Rice too.
Shout out to Ray Rice. He went to Rutgers, man.
Yeah,
fuck Ray Rice.
You
out here beating up black women, bro. But I mean, at the end of the day, his wife married him, so I can't. Who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? But that's
everybody gets a second shot, right?
Yeah. But yeah, man. This is like 2.5 hours, bro. This shit kind of flew by. I still got more shit to get to, man. I might have to just fucking do a Thursday rant, bro, and just go an hour just ranting about shit, bro, because I got a lot to get to, man. It's a lot to cover. But I want to thank you for joining me, man.
I appreciate you having me back always.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I think next month I'm going to probably start doing the twice a weeks, like, for sure.
Consistent? Yeah.
Yeah, like Tuesday and Thursday. But yeah, man. But yeah, it's definitely, I feel like I've been gone for longer than a week. But it's only been a week, and it's like, yo, it's good to be back. Like, bitch, I was just here last week. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, you got anything to say to people before we got out of here, brother?
No. I appreciate you having me back, and I can't wait for the next show, brother.
All right, man. Well, all I got to say is if Corona can't kill me, You Caucasians won't either. Fuck being woke. Should have never been asleep. Yo, we out.
Yeah, that was funny. That was awesome.